Flex and Rock, joined today by two incredible athletes, teammates, best friends, and two of the best fighters in the world today. Aljamain and Merab. Dvalishvili. Welcome to the show. No, Merab.
It's definitely misspelled there.
Well, listen, we were talking about that last name. I've done a good job, right?
No.
It was this guy in the back. It was this guy in the back. Guys.
He asked me before, and he was like, how do you pronounce it right? And I was like, I mean, I can probably come close, but I was like, I'll probably mess it up too. And I
Dvalishvili.
Dvalishvili.
Oh my gosh.
We were off.
Vili.
We were both off.
Yeah.
I was close.
Do you know what I got the last name from? YouTube. I seen all these commentators saying your last name, so everybody's getting it wrong. Yeah. But now we know. Anyways, welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome to the show. Straight out the lair.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of things we can talk about, and it's finally good to get you guys in the gym. You live up the street, literally.
Both of us. We're neighbors.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my gosh.
These guys are in the hood. They need to be in this hood.
I know. Well, we got a chance to show you guys around the gym, so now you're no excuses. You can come anytime, and obviously now you know my office. Don't knock. I'm always sleeping. I'm joking. But it's great to have you on the show, of course. We can really go into so many different different waters from the get-go, from the jump. But I think, more than anything else, me as a fan of MMA, for again, since I was very young, the fact that you guys have this fantastic friendship is so rare, where both of you guys in the same weight division come up together, supported one another in all your fights, and then you had this conversation about potentially fighting each other, and you guys refused to do so. I think that is a testament to the friendship that you guys truly have, because most people would be like, fuck, we just got to do it. But it seems from the outside in that you guys had a pact that you weren't going to do that. Is that true?
Yeah, for me, it just didn't make any sense, because I think a lot of people kind of relate their scenarios with their training partners, and I think that's the difference. They're just training partners, where we actually hang out like outside of the gym. We do stuff with each other, help out each other's family. I've been to his country of Georgia. He's been to my country of Jamaica. So I think the relationship is just a little bit, or should I say a lot different from the typical MMA gyms, where guys are just in there, training partners, they spar, they go home, they never really hang out, talk to each other. So it's a very different dynamic. We came in both at the same time to Ray Longo's gym, and we pretty much just kind of grew from there. And I was one of my main training partners. Merab was one of my main training partners, and we've always just been really cool. And now we're neighbors here in Vegas.
It's honestly, it's awesome to watch the growth of both of you guys, right? Because both of you guys are chasing dreams. Both of you guys, you've already been to the pinnacle, and you're now just like working on legacy in this other division, right? Going to get that belt again. He's about to get it, right? So it's like, tell us about those hardships, man. It's like, you guys are both, at the top of the sport now, and obviously it didn't start there, right? There was a lot to just get to where you are now. Tell us a little bit about that and, how it worked.
Can I say that? Because so when I moved from Georgia to United States, I wasted a lot of big time, because I wasn't able to find the right gym, and because I don't have training partners. And when I finally find the Serra Longo team, and when I start training there, Aljo was already there, and he was already CFFC champion, and he was like, I believe, like 7-0 or something professional. I had a lot of fights in Georgia, but here I wasn't able to fight. Those fights wasn't counts in professional record, and I have to start from from the zero.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was fighter already, but those fights, my friends that we fight same night, they have unprofessional record, but I don't have somehow. The organization president or something, but they don't put my name as a whatever. And so I was look up Aljo. He was already good fighter, and then he actually, when we sparring first time, he choked me in one round, like. So it happened like this. I started training there, right, and I was doing good with the other guys, and Ray Longo asked me, you wanna sparring one round with Aljo, because Aljo was sparring with one guy, and then next round other guy, and next round other guy. I'm like, of course. And I'm already like, I have 10 fights win in Georgia, and then 3 amateur fights here, and 4 kickboxing, because I wasn't able to fight in MMA, and then 4 boxing fights and 2 kickboxing. I'm thinking like I was like in my mind I'm champion. You know?
Yeah.
And so I shoot to Aljo. He just once I shoot double leg, and he just go down. But I'm already in triangle, and I'm going sleep. I'm like, fuck, get top, you know. And then we like again another scramble, and Aljo choke me again. I'm like, no, like he make me so humble. I'm like different level. And then from there, and I mean, at that time I don't speak zero English, and little by little, I get better, and then a couple years later, I came Aljo's main training partner. Like, you know, sometimes I was like Pedro Munoz, sometimes
Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah, that's how it's happened.
You got any early stories of Merab coming to the gym that you can tell that maybe you've not told before?
I don't think there's any that I haven't really told. The main things that I remember is just he would just never stop. Like, even though I would get submissions, he would get right back up, and it was like nothing ever happened. It's just right back in your face, trying to attack you. Yeah. And it's like, even if you get me once, I'm going to get you eventually. So that was the mentality that I love, because some guys, you'll see if you submit them or you put them in a TKO situation, and refs, the coaches like stop the position and you reset back to your feet. You could kind of see them like a little deflated, and like the whole demeanor changes. It was just like, it's like a brand new day. Like nothing ever happened. It's like, God damn it, we got to do this all over again. So to see him, and then when new guys would spar with him or just do wrestling or jiu-jitsu, and, you know, they'll do okay for like a minute, and then as the round gets going, and I'm just sitting there smiling and watching, and I can see now Merab's starting to take over, and they're starting to get tired, and he start putting them in these situations and getting these finishes, or he'll get them in like a scarf hold, which is like a headlock in wrestling. And then I'll just watch him like, yeah, now you know what it feels like. Now you know what it feels like to be down there, to see what I have to deal with on a daily basis. This is not easy.
Yeah.
But
what about you, Merab? Anything on Aljo from the early days?
Aljo was always smart, organized. Like, he comes, he teaches us new technique, always like, you know, I was always surprised, like MMA fighter, like, you know, he was like intelligent, like how he's, you know, like set up his own training, and then he started, you know, we was training old school, like kickboxing, and for jiu-jitsu we was going Metzera school, and we don't have MMA training, and I'll just start MMA classes in the gym, and then after this we all started growing up, you know.
Wow.
And and Aljo always like very organized, very smart, and even give us good advice. Like once I was UFC, I win couple fights, and he told me like, I buy house, you should buy house too, and then I buy house New York, and you know, it was the best decision in my life, you know, because if Aljo don't tell us, and he was talking to us, like he share his advice for us, and first time I hear like real estate like from Aljo, you know, because you know, I'm immigrant, I don't know nothing here, you know, and then I take.
That's how it's supposed to be, boys.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we cheer for each other, we root for each other, we're there for each other. You know, that's what it's about. I'd say all the guys in this room, I feel like that with you guys. Yeah. You know.
So it's more like you're saying with Aljo as well. He was outside of anything fight related. It was more of a mentorship in investing and business and strategizing things differently.
Yes, and also very good teammate. You know, he's even up until this day, he's trying to matchmaking, like for not matchmaking, you know, management, like teammates. We have a group chat. New York. When we are living here 4 years, we still have a group chat to New York teammates, and then Aljo like telling, "Oh, I got text from promoter. They're looking for these weight class guys fighters," and then sometimes Aljo go apply to corner them, and always Aljo used to do that. And it's crazy how it's, you know, you have yourself, you training, you are your trainer, you set up. Aljo, when Aljo has a fight, he he has own training camp like set up, like organize what day he's training, who's training partner he's gonna use, everything else. Then help other fighters. You know, MMA it's a new sport, and like we don't have like coach like training like this. We have good coaches, but everybody busy. Everybody has a family, and they have like a big responsibility, big gym, and then we kind of set up our training camps. And then Aljo, he always organize his training camp and then help also other fighters. This is very hard. Me, I'm trying, but it's very hard. It's very hard to do everything.
It's not easy, man.
It's not easy, man.
And so Aljo's, as he's been giving you this advice and like kind of, teaching you things about the States and all this other stuff, I already know, like, he must have given you a few pickup lines to, like, go approach girls, right? Like, let's talk about that a little bit, right? Because you had the language barrier, but like now you got the pretty U.S. girls, right? So like, Aljo probably had the game already on lock, and he had to have given you some of that game. So like, I'd love to hear some of these pickup lines.
Come on,
go in there, Rob. Just go say hello.
I see all these chicks in the comment section on your fucking page, bro.
I haven't seen the content lately, bro. He's killing it.
Okay, let me tell you what advice I take from Aljo about girls. So, okay, Aljo has a beautiful girlfriend. He loves girls, but he stops always because he loves his girlfriend. Never.
Yo, chill out, bro.
I'm like, okay, I don't want a girlfriend, like, okay. either it's one or everyone. I'm like, okay.
You're single, ready to mingle, right?
I take advice from Aljo, like maybe if I don't meet somebody special one, then I stay single and I stay single. So, Aljo is hungry, but he's loyal and he's strong,
Yeah.
So
I like to watch him work.
Vicariously live.
Hey,
but go get it.
But the accent helps, right? The accent helps.
I don't know. You gotta, not accent, not accent. Okay, when I moved to United States, I get zero. I get nothing.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. That experience helps. I remember those days, like hard days, and then now.
You guys have such a fantastic relationship. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, you just seen the dynamic, and as you mentioned, he's been to Jamaica. He's been a Georgian. You guys have experienced so much stuff, broken bread together. But you guys ever had a disagreement? And if so, how do you solve it?
You fight.
Actually, no.
Yeah,
Not that I can think of. We haven't. No.
I have so much respect for him.
I can see.
And then like, I mean, whatever he said.
Maybe one.
Oh, come on. You got it out there. Come on.
Only the way he cuts weight sometimes.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this last night.
Because he cuts weight still like
old school.
Still the old school way, which I used to do all the time. Mm-hmm. But then I learned the new way, and I'm like, wow, this is so much better. I can eat a little bit. I can drink a little bit. But he's gotten better. But in the beginning, I was just like, bro, man.
Well, we were just talking about
trust me. And it's like, no, this is the way I do it. This is the way. I'm like, all right, I can't fight him on it because this is what he does, and it works. And he shows up and he performs. But I'm like, it could just be a little bit easier. Just a little bit easier. But it's still gonna suck.
Yeah, but I would say you've had some massive weight cuts, and we see you, in off season, like you're bulking up. You're like walking around 180 pounds. Like
I get big.
Yeah.
What's the biggest you've gone up to, Aljo?
I mean, I've seen on the scale plus 185.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
No, I don't even know.
But that's like my cheeks are blown up.
Yeah.
It's like super chinky. My legs are starting to chafe on my thighs in between when I walk.
You eating good.
Sounds like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, my stomach.
Welcome to my old life.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good.
No.
Does not feel good at all. That's after I make 135. So I go from being shredded like crazy, and then your body just packs on all this weight, and I just can't stop stuffing my face with food. It's insane.
You make weight. What's the biggest rebound you've made from the cut to the day of the fight?
As a champion, about 157. Non-champion, the heaviest I've been at making 135 was about 152, 53. But then now at 45, I've gotten up to 65, which is good. So I'm happy with that. Like, good. 20 pounds is nice.
And on that note, obviously you've gone up a division now. You're chasing the title in the new division that you're going to be fighting in. And you said obviously the cut, was it a tough cut for you to make 135 and that's why you made the decision to go up?
Oh yeah, people think it's like, oh, you just, I don't know, it's like the discipline, but it's like there's no way you could tell me anything about discipline. Like for me to walk around 170, 175 pounds and cut down to 135, that takes a lot of discipline because my body fat percentage is not very high. So for me to get down is very difficult, and I need time to do it the right way so I could slowly make my increments, make the changes without drastically killing my body, and try to maintain the strength as much as I can. Plus all the surgeries I've had. Like if I do it too fast, I feel like all these old injuries start to ache a little bit. From my neck surgery, my bicep, my wrist, hernia, my shoulders. So it's not easy, man. But I've always been able to do it. Like if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I get it done.
That's very interesting to think now. You're going the new school route, right? Because obviously bodybuilding, we cut down over a period of like 20 weeks, so we can preserve all our muscle.
Yeah.
So we don't do any drastic 20 pounds of the same week of the show, because we're pulling water from the muscle, and that's kind of have to be exaggerated. So having a new school mentality, because I come from the old school too. When I was boxing, we'd cut like fucking 20 pounds last week. You've obviously seen that improvement by doing this style. And was this something you hired a nutritionist for, or is this something that you followed on your own knowledge with this cut?
Kind of just watch other people do it. Like you see some of these guys, they do the water load with like the 1 gallon, 2 gallons. Yeah. I can't drink 2 gallons of water. There's just no way in hell I could do that. It's way too much. But I could do a gallon a day. You start on a Sunday, and watching how they were doing it was like watching that process. Before, I just don't eat. I would just fast in the morning, have a little bit of water to hydrate back up a little bit, and then have like a very small meal at night to kind of hold me over to sleep. Hopefully I float like 1 to 2 pounds, wake up, do it again, and your body's just aching. Everything hurts. Everything's sore. You're starting to move in slow motion. I'm like, yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Thursday. And then you got that one more day, you step on the scale, and you're like, thank God, it's over. But that's like the very old school way I used to do it. Sometimes I would just eat like a candy bar, like a Snickers or something.
All day?
That would be like my one thing that I have, and it would hold me over until night, and I get my second workout in, and then I could have something small, like a piece of chicken, no sodium, nothing on it. And it just wasn't fun. That's why I'm like, doing it that way versus doing it the way I do it now, I'm just like, this is like night and day. And I wish I knew that back then, because maybe my performances could have been a little bit better. I have no idea. But, I mean, I did all right.
You did all right.
Yeah, you did just fine.
Okay.
And I would say at 135, you were big at 135.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys would step in and almost like even to get to the weigh-in, and then be like, oh, he's bigger than I was even expecting. Or they get in there with you and you're bigger than expecting. Like, was that advantage? Like, are you feeling an advantage like that at 145 with strength? I mean, like, what are you feeling there?
I feel like at 145, I feel just as strong as a lot of these other guys. In the beginning, I wasn't sure what was going to happen because I was just very nervous about the weight cut and going up a weight class, going up 10 pounds. You see some of these guys, there's some killers at that weight class. So I'm like, man, I'm a 135er. But then I go up and, I have to start to build that confidence little by little in the gym, going with more featherweights and trying to go with some of the light weights and seeing how I do with those guys. And I think that gave me the confidence knowing that when I get in certain positions, the same thing I could do at 35, I could do it at 45, but better, because now my strength, when I would cut down to 35, I would train around 55, 60. So that would be like my walk around weight that would get me comfortable enough to know I can make 135. Now at 45, I'm walking around 65, 60, 65, and from there, I feel just as strong, and I know, like, man, this is how I should be feeling every time I step into the octagon. Right. So now it's just kind of a no-brainer. I think with anyone at this weight class, strength for strength, if we're going to like wrestling, squeezing, cage control, anything like that where I'm primarily – that's my dominant base, I think I could go with any one of those guys. And even at some of those guys at 55, I really do truly believe that. I think I'm just as strong as those guys.
How much did that cut take out of your performance, though, for 135?
I think we've trained. I feel like when we train when I'm getting ready for 135, and then when I make the weight, like, I don't feel the same on the fight. Like, I feel like, I think it was like 2017, 2018, I think, when I fought the Pedro Munoz fight. I think that might have been 2019. That's when I started to notice, like, a significant difference in my cardio. Like, man, like normally I should not be getting tired at the end of this fight. I used to think that I was a machine, and then I would start to get tired. I'm like, nah, man, something's going on. And then I start to realize, like, nah, you're just getting bigger as you get older. The weight's going up higher. And I'm like, man, because I know you walk around, what you say, 55, 58, 60?
Now,
Now,
yeah. Like, I used to be like 55. Now I'm like on 160s. Like now.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's got some weight to lose.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
Aljo, like when I met him 2013, he was skinny, like muscular, ripped, like very ripped, and then like very skinny. But once he grabs you, like squeeze, like he was like, oh my god, like nightmare.
Anaconda grabbing you, right?
Yeah, very strong. And after, he was just wrestler, jiu-jitsu, or squeeze and very hard worker. But then after, of course, technique, and he just. And then like he mentioned, after even last couple of years, you grow up a lot, physically, your muscle, and it just grow up.
Yeah, like even in the pictures, I see the difference. I'm like, this was the right move.
Yeah. I think it's a good weight class for you.
Yeah, I agree. And with obviously fighters, there's this misconception about eating in the off season and training with weights.
Yeah,
I don't see that with you guys. You kind of the new school, right? You guys use weights. You use obviously with your S&C. Or is that a new thing that's just come about?
I mean, I lifted a little bit before this fight, the last one with Calvin Kattar. It was just to get more confidence and build strength in certain areas that after they did the testing on me to improve some of those numbers. And I think it helped. But then towards the last 2 to 3 weeks, I kind of go back to my old school way of lifting, which is just a plate. I think we've done a plate workout before. Yeah, I just do a crazy rounds with the plates, curls, overhead press, chest press, trying to hold it out, burn out the shoulders, deadlifts, split squats, things like that, lunges, all that stuff with just a plate, trying to hold it for the whole 5-minute round and an X amount of rounds that I would do. And I would feel like that would help my conditioning for the grappling aspect going into punches. So that's the way I typically live. And before, I would have to do fasted training sessions to make 135 because I couldn't make the weight if I would eat a meal in the morning. I had to do all my workouts fasted. Now I'm eating before training. I'm like, this is nice. Yeah. This is real nice.
Throwing in that Snickers bar anymore?
Once in a while. I don't really have I have a really bad sweet tooth. I love chocolates.
Yeah.
I love chocolate. And I know he loves ice cream.
Well, let's talk about you guys live in Las Vegas now, right?
Yeah.
So now there's a lot of temptations out, right? Maybe staying out, drinking, partying, right? Right. Yeah, exactly, right. We got a girlfriend. But how has it been living here in Las Vegas? Obviously it's a nonstop 24/7 town. There's parties everywhere. There's somebody in town probably every week going, "Oh, Joe, let's go out, let's go crazy." People want to go crazy when they come here. How's it been living in Sin City?
I love how he did.
Here, I'm gonna pass that one.
I'm gonna pass that over to Merab.
Believe it or not, I have very peace here in Las Vegas. We live in a nice neighborhood, and of course, Las Vegas always something going on. And we got invite somewhere good, pool party or something. But it's important. You gotta go, show up. You see how people party and
cut loose a little bit sometimes, right?
For sure, it's good.
It definitely can be a place, I feel like, where your friends have more fun than you do, because they come in all the time. Yeah. It's one of those places, right?
Yeah, the good thing, because he doesn't drink or smoke, which is good. For me, is if I go and I'm in that environment, I'm just like,
Yeah. Let me get the arm. Let me get my arm in there. Let me get my arm in there.
He's like this. No, don't make me do it.
Yeah. Do you guys gamble at all? Do you guys get into that, sports betting or any gambling? Is that a thing?
Nah. So I stopped my vice of gambling back in college. I did kind of get into a little streak here because I was up and then I lost the money and then I lost a little bit. I was like, yeah, and this is why I stopped. Yeah. And I'm stopping again.
Yeah, I was on a great streak and then I lost it all.
That's how it works
I'm
sometimes.
not going to mention our mutual friends who lost my fucking streak,
Oh,
but
man.
it's in the UFC fucking betting realm. But yeah,
I used to bet a lot. I used to gamble a lot, and then I lost a big chunk one time that like made me sick, and literally was like I've barely ever gambled since that time.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, it was a bad one.
I think if you live in Las Vegas and you like gambling,
Nah, it's not the place.
not
for
the
it.
place.
It's not
don't
good.
do
It's not the
it.
place.
Don't stay here.
No.
Go somewhere else.
do you know what I love about Las Vegas? And I've been here for 3 years now, a little bit over 3 years. I think the fact that temptation is there is why I'm so comfortable where I'm at. I don't have to look for it. As you said, it's fucking Monday is a Saturday. It's Sunday is the fuck. It's just whatever is going on every single day of the week. There's something, and there's always that allure to bring you in, and I like that.
Yeah.
You know. Otherwise, when I was living, in Tennessee, I was like looking for something.
It honestly, it makes it like when you do go other places, it spoils you, right? Because everything's open 24 hours, and like even like when you're back home and you're like smoking a joint, and you're like, what's open? And there's nothing open, right? Like everything's open here. You can actually, if you want to, get into trouble, you can get into trouble, right? Or you can stay in the burbs and live your life here, and so have a peaceful life. But I like that you have. You have the option. You have the option to go and do those things.
Do you know that's when he
So,
tells stories? He's got the handbrake on because he could tell so many stories about getting into trouble.
Oh, bro. Like, he knows. Well, he knows a few.
Yeah, well,
knows-
I
he
knew a
definitely
few
knows
as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a few of in trouble stories.
Yeah.
Oh.
Especially because, like, for us, we're like 12, 15 minutes away from the strip. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
whenever we want to go, we can go. Sometimes I'm just like, that just seems like a lot of work right now.
Yeah.
It does.
'cause
Just
then
the parking, like, right?
The parking, then I got to go. If we see fans, then it's to stop and have a random conversation. And then sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot. And I'm just like,
It's giving out a lot of energy, right?
Yeah, it's
like you're
just that
giving a lot of
social-
energy. Yeah.
Also the drunkenness.
And then you don't want to be like a dick because then it's like somebody comes up and is like really excited to meet you and you're already like in a
checked
bad
out.
mood. Yeah, you're checked out and they're like, oh, Aljo's a dick. Just like
It's tough.
it
It's
sucks.
tough.
It's hard. You got to kind of be on all the time because it is Vegas. I feel like with you guys, you know what I mean?
Merab, when you go back home, and what is it like for you to get off that plane and be greeted by all your fellow countrymen?
it's the mayor right here.
I know.
Yeah, usually I go after my fight. But yeah, like every time I go my home country, Georgia, I feel like it's crazy going out there because even airport, of course, usually people are waiting for me, and even me and Aljo, we went like almost 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Two
July is going to be
20.
3 years.
Ah, okay, wow.
Any groupies or get any groupies out there now?
What's group?
You're like a, well, you want to explain? You take that one.
Yeah, what's group?
Groupies are like athletes that or celebrities. They go places and they have like these groupie girls that they try to like get their attention or try to get their money.
No,
Maybe they want to give you something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
They wanna,
That's a very
they wanna
nice way of putting it.
They want to show you a fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, like like when I go back to Georgia, I feel like I'm home. Of course, it's very. I talk, like, we talk everybody same language, and everything. I know that we all like kind of same people because it's not big country. We all same. Like it's not. We all know each other. We all respect each other. It's different, and then we all happy for each other. Like let's say, if like I'm like now Georgian soccer team. They are competed in European Championship, and we all support him. Like when I fight, they support me. Like we are small and we all support each other, and that's how all country we are. Like we all like if we fight each other. If we we support, we support, and it feels good. Of course, every time I go Georgia, but now I went like maybe 3 weeks ago there, and then I don't tell. Like I don't tell any media. I don't want like people like in airport. I want to go like I was going for like see my family, but once I get there, still like journalists find out. Everybody calling me, please come here, please go restaurant. Like everybody want to see me. It feels good, everywhere they recognize me. Like wherever I go, I get stuck because 100 people coming taking pictures.
It's cool though.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. But
Yeah.
like I love it. I love to be in Georgia, but I need to be here to training hard, because here it's US is big, and I'm of course I'm more humble here in training and go do my thing, because if I'm in Georgia every day, I'll be in the restaurants and hang out with
Right.
some.
Speaking of home day parades, I seen we got a Aljo day.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So that was after I defended the belt against Piotr Jan. I guess they didn't want to do it when I first won the belt because obviously it was a disqualification. So it was like, we're not celebrating that. So we ran it back. I won, and we came back home. They were like, when are you coming back to New York? We want to set something up for you. We want to put together a presentation, a parade. I didn't know what to expect, but it was cool. They brought out
You're a holiday now, bro.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
I know.
Just for Nassau
awesome.
County, though.
Did the kids get off school?
I hope so.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
I
then
don't
they
think
love
they
you,
do.
bro. They'll love you. Like,
I know.
that's our guy. We fuck with Aljo.
Yes.
Yeah. They took us on like this little, not a trolley, I forget what you call it, but it had the name on it and everything. I was with the Nassau County executive of the entire county. So all the towns, probably like 50 plus towns. He's like the man to control all that, everything that goes on in those neighborhoods. So he took us around like 4 neighborhoods that were by. We had like police escorts, motorcycles, everything, playing the horn, some music. It was cool. And then we went to my high school. They had everyone outside, all the students.
Yeah.
They got to talk, and then they gave me an opportunity to talk to the kids for a little bit. I was like, man, this is actually wild. I never thought I would have.
Yeah. I thought I saw you like on a
that.
float or like.
It was like that. It was like
a
a float.
The Pope
it was
Mobile.
like, yeah.
The Pope Mobile, wasn't it? Like
It was like he was going down the
Aljo
middle of the
Mobile.
street, waving at everybody.
Then
It
his
was
royal
awesome.
wave from the rest, how it goes.
Like
No.
I made it wave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was kind of trippy because I'm hanging out with this guy, Bruce Blakeman, which is pretty cool because he's a pretty big deal in Nassau.
Yeah. And you're a pretty big deal there now too, bro.
Does he have his own
You know?
day?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
There we go. There we go. Merab, do you have your own day, mate, in Georgia? Do you have your own national holiday? Marab Day?
No.
All right, we need to speak to the tourist board because Merab needs his own day.
No. I'm good, man.
I'm good.
When he gets the belt, then he
There we go. There we go. There we
That
go.
was like very, very good experience. Where I was there that day. I was there, and it was like, wow. I was even shocked, because in America I don't see something like this. Like how happy everybody was for Aljo and like supportive, and everybody was celebrating this day, and then kids outside and everybody happy, and this like new generation, and they inspire, and then like I'm sure everybody want to be like him. When it's
100% real.
Yeah.
You yourself as well, right? These kids, they look up to you guys and they want to be like you and do what you're doing, right? Like you guys are living the dream right now. So there's definitely kids looking at exactly what you guys are doing. And I mean, I think that's all part of like what makes it so great. It's like, you're proving it to your hometown, you're proving it to the world, right? Like
It's part of the legacy.
Yeah.
The legacy that you guys are
special.
creating.
It's special,
There's a lot of kids that are growing up lost these days. Obviously, me coming from Wales, small country compared to England, just like you, we're kind of proud of flying out flags, especially when we face anybody in England. Because we're like the redheaded stepchild, no offense, no fucking pun intended.
I actually thought you were from
He
Ireland.
literally is the redheaded.
Close.
Yeah,
Close.
I was in Wales earlier.
Come on, bro.
Last year, September.
Shut up. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
I
like. When I find out anybody's been to Wales, where'd you go?
I competed in September
Shut up.
against Mike Grundy
In Wales?
in Wales. Yeah,
Where'd you can you remember where you went?
freaking Eberville. There's nothing over there.
Yeah, bro. That's what I was going to say. Jack Shaw's from that area.
Yeah, I went to his gym. Oban took me out.
He
Took me to the local pub
Oh, for fuck's
with all the
sake.
mates.
I seen this fucking picture.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
crazy.
You went to a smaller local pub.
Had a couple Madries over there with the boys.
You got into trouble over there?
No.
Nothing
we
you can't
did-
talk on camera.
we
I
did-
know. I know.
No, we did good.
Them Welsh boys will lead you astray, man. They'll lead you astray. But that's fucking great. You went to Wales, man. I know this. That part of we call that the valleys.
Yeah.
Rolling green hills. It's very
Yep.
pretty. But
It was before my match, so I did drink, which I always do, but I probably drank a lot more than I probably should have, and made that match way harder than it needed to be. But I was on vacation when they called me to even offer me that match. I was like, guys, I don't really want to do this because I'm just drinking. I'm not training right now. And then I took the match, whatever. But then afterwards, we didn't get to stay. We went to London to go see my family.
Okay.
So otherwise, we would have stayed, and then we could have really partied, and maybe they would have showed me a different time. But
Well, I'll try and speed that up for you
Yeah.
if I can get the right connections. But have you been to Wales, Merab? Did you go with Aljo?
I wasn't at the time. I was
just me and Jake.
All right.
Yeah, because that was after the O'Malley fight. I went to Australia for the fight.
Yeah.
Then we went to Bali for 2 weeks, and then they offered the match, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to Wales.
Damn, you were.
And then from Wales to London and back home.
So they just hit you up and they were like, we want you to jump in this. And you're like, I'm on vacation, dude.
Yeah, Polaris.
Does that affect your mindset when
I
you're
threw
on
up.
vacation?
I threw up a lot.
Oh.
I threw up. As soon as the match was over, I went right upstairs. I had to take a couple pictures. I was like, guys, I gotta go. Went upstairs, head in the toilet.
That was that Welsh ale coming up there. But I was going back to the point of coming from Wales, small country. There's a lot of young kids that look up to both of you guys, right? Because of, the small, humble beginnings. So you to have a literal national holiday, in that area. National holiday or
I
holiday?
think just a local.
We could call it national. It's cool. I support it.
I don't know how that works when you get, I guess, whatever it is. But nonetheless, it's such an achievement, an honor to have that day named after you. And then you got all these kids who, are lost, right? They're in school, all these distractions, especially new distractions that maybe we didn't have when we were growing up. And now they look at yourself that has gone through that area, won the title, and still doing all these different things in these endeavors. And for yourself, come from Georgia, come over here, live in the American dream, as did I. And again, from humble beginnings. It's just an incredible journey for both you guys. And you both have two different stories, and yet you've been able to connect through like-mindedness and again, just wanting each other to achieve their own greatness in their own pursuit. So I think that this relationship is so unique, and I feel like when we spoke about this off camera, I've known many athletes who have developed friendships, but there's nothing like what you guys have. And what you say about him, what he says about you, we can just sit back here and truly see that this is a genuine friendship where you both want each other to just win across the board in everything you do. So, and also, as I said, that you just aspiring the next generation from Georgia, from your area, New York, and across the board, across the United States as well. But kind of changing directions. I know that yourself, you've really been putting out some funny shit right now, bro. Is this something you create, or do you have people that help you out?
We should have brought the fucking Sugar Sean guy, dude, for the podcast.
We should have brought. We should have had him just burst
That
through the
guy's
door,
great.
and Aljo could have put the first licks in, and Merab would have finished.
Yeah.
Aljo was hanging out with the guy. They were smoking together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where did this guy come from?
Yeah. Who came up with that? It was good.
Yeah, so how it's happened is so after my last fight, Henry Cejudo's fight, I had after party, like I was, and then it was in the restaurant, and when I go there, people had tables and everything, but like when I go there, 3 hours I was just taking pictures with people, everybody, like it was big line, and anyway, so I guess one guy take a picture with me, and then somebody, when he posted, somebody tell him he looks like Sean. And then they said, Merab, this guy looks like Sean? I said, nah. And after he shaved beard and he put wig on, I said, yes. and then he lives actually in LA. He's from Georgia. And then I said, okay, I need to fly this guy to here in Vegas. And let's make a couple funny videos.
Yeah, they've been really funny.
And funny they have
like
been.
it.
Yeah, and then and then it was easy to come up with these ideas because Sean smokes,
Yeah.
he's just doing, he has 69 tattoo. And
I liked when I forget, it was like, I think it was after one of your fights, he jumped in the ring or something like that, and you took his coat.
Yeah,
Like
Aljo
when he
won,
took
and
his coat.
that
And Sean jumped in the ring to talk shit, and then like you took his coat.
Yeah.
That whole situation
Yeah.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, can I explain that? So usually they happen maybe 2 times when somebody win and they bring the new challenger or
Right.
whatever potential challenger, and then you happen one with Aljo, and then Aljo just win. He's he defend his belt and he's champion. He must enjoy his time, and then he's just doing speech, and then we are like at the side, like we just happy Aljo win, hard work done. Now we can chill, and then from nowhere, Shono Mali comes in and he's just bullying and he's like talking shit to Aljo and they're very disrespectful. And then
especially after a fight, I feel like having a dude come in that's trying to fight you after the fight. Obviously, it's like you know what they're doing, right? They're trying to pump and get the fight, but like it's kind of like it's like you know the business because it's entertainment, but it's kind of like man, get the fuck up out of here, dude. Like what? This is my moment. Like get the fuck out of here. It's almost like. It's got to be hard to be in those situations at times.
And then we don't know. I'm sure Aljo, you don't know that he was gonna come there, right?
What would you say?
I turned around. I was like, "What the fuck is he doing? What? How are you in this cage right now?"
Yeah.
Let's talk about having a bubble burst, right? You just coming off this one. Next thing that they're putting you against the next guy, and it's like,
it's a WWE integration.
Because Dana's famous thing, his famous line is, "I don't make fights the night of the fights." And somehow for my fight, he made a fight the night of the fight. Before I even had the chance to do my press interviews or anything like that, I didn't get to talk to him. I didn't talk to anybody. I'm taking pictures in the back, and then someone came up to me and said, "Yeah, they say they're gonna fight, have you turn around in August." I was like, "No, the fuck they're not." I was like, "Dude, I just fought. My legs are swollen. Like, what are we talking about right now?" And that whole thing is just so exhausting.
I actually, that you're saying this because he was just showing me a clip and basically like I didn't know that you were hurt going into the fight.
I was hurt going into the training camp. So they wanted me to start the training camp right away because it was 3.5 months away. I need about 3.5 months to cut the weight. So for that, I couldn't train, and it is what it is. He got hurt in the training camp. I got hurt. The difference was he got to sit and relax. The difference for me is I just fought and had to start my training camp behind the 8-ball trying to catch up and maintain to keep myself in control at the same time, not enjoy the fruits of my labor because I literally just won. Yeah. I'm going to go on vacation and actually eat and enjoy myself and let my body heal up. So I didn't really get to do that. I had to be mindful of my weight. There's just a lot of little nuances that go into it that annoy me, but it is what it is. I eventually said yes, which, I should have just stuck to my guns. I wish I had someone there to kind of just stay in my ear and tell me like, "No, you said no, just wait."
I remember at that time you were talking about, I'm going to take a little time off. Yeah. And then it was like, sign the fight, and it was like, well, I got to stay while it's hot. Like, it was like you were like almost convincing me of why you didn't do the break.
Yeah, what made the decision for you to do that? Pressure, or you kind of being the athlete you are?
Pressure. They offered another fight for me not till the next year. So from that May where I fought Henry, I wouldn't have been able to fight, they said, until next year, January, February, or March. So it would have been almost a year layoff, which I didn't want that either. Because I know I need to stay active. I want to stay active while I'm young, while I'm actually feeling good. I just need to give my body a time to reset and then get back into the groove of getting the weight back down and doing things the right way, starting the camp. I'm very organized. Like Merab was saying, I try to organize my stuff. I'm like, I didn't get to the top by accident. I didn't get to the top by just taking foolish fights. And sometimes your mental needs to line up with the physical. And then that night, I felt like my mental was just not there. Like, I felt my reaction times was slow. I felt like I was bored. I felt like I just wanted to be done with the fight. Wow. And that's what caused me to rush in and throw in such a punch where even if I've thrown that punch multiple times where even if I miss, I always move my head or at least put my hands up or pull back. I didn't do any of that. I just threw the punch. I saw that I was out of position, and I just like my brain was just like, yeah, you fucked up. And I just stood there, got cracked, and tried to defend, whatever. And then I still think it's an early stoppage, but
I thought it was early.
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. I'm so over that fight. I'm like, man, I don't even care about it anymore. Like, I made the mistake. The better guy that night, because I will say that I will die on my bed saying that the better guy that night won. Any other night where I get to do the same amount of prep that he did, I just know myself. I know my mentality and how I approach fights and training camps. That would never happen again. But
we're sitting opposite somebody that can avenge that loss for you.
Yeah, and he's going to get the time to prepare. He's had some time. O'Malley's got his time. So that's all it is. Like, for me, I just want a fair fight,
I would say, too, like, I mean, if he ends up moving up in the future, is that a fight you want to make?
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. Is that a fight you want, though? Like, you want to revenge that fight, right?
I would like to fight Marlon Moraes again. I would like to fight Rafael Sunsao again. I would like to fight Brian Caraway again, and O'Malley as well.
Oh my
Right.
God.
You know, I'm
You
saying
want to get that back, right? Like
As a
if you get
competitor.
the L, you're like, I gotta get that W
I
back.
can only imagine what you can do to those guys today.
Like today,
now,
obviously it's
now.
different,
Even
but-
you from like now, if you can beat today, just if you go out now, you can beat today.
Man, I
Yeah.
need Merab around me all day long, right? He's a fucking great hype guy.
Yeah.
It's just a mentality as a competitor. It's nothing to be like cocky or arrogant. It's just as a fighter, if you lose, you want to avenge the loss. Like you've had fights where you're like, I wish I could get that motherfucker back this time. You know, like we all think like that. And if you don't think like that, I think that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
personally think that's a problem. Then I don't think you have the fight
Yeah,
that
you gotta-
you say you have.
You gotta have that dog in you. Gotta have that competitive edge. Like nobody wants to lose, right? Nobody's in this thing to lose. So
Yeah.
it's like avenging those losses. I feel like, I'm just asking because, right, like, because there's times where it's like there's a guy that like I don't really need to go back and fight this guy, but I just kind of want to. You know?
I think if the guy is just clearly better than you, then it's like it is what
Right.
it is.
Got
like,
your number.
Outskilled, outgunned. You couldn't do anything. But I think when it comes to like some of my losses, 2 split decisions, I'm like, I think I could have done a couple of different things, and maybe that fight goes in my favor. I would like to run it back. Obviously, it's not going to happen. But then the Marlon Moraes thing, shooting like that, being emotionally charged, I'm like, I guarantee if I maintain my composure, that doesn't happen again. And I beat that guy once we get out of the first round. Or even maybe in the first round, I take his back and finish him. Right. In all due respect. And then O'Malley, the same thing. Is like if I get a proper training camp, I just think it's just a different fight. And I think if I were to think any other way, the problems are with me as an athlete. And I think some people on the social media, they're like, you keep talking about it. I'm like, well, people ask me about it. That's one. But if you ask me my opinion, I'm going to give you my freaking opinion. That's just what it comes down to. I'm not going to lie about it. And I'm not going to be uncomplimentary. He does some very good things. Like he's very skilled, very talented. I know where he's good at, and I know where I'm good at. I know if I could keep the fight where I want it, which I think we've seen over the majority of my career, I've been able to do that. I think I win the fight.
Yeah.
I think if he's able to do what he does, then he wins again. But I just don't think that would happen. That's just,
So it's something we might see again in the future, right? Because he might end up moving up after Merab takes the belt from who knows, right?
Yeah, and talking of which,
it's very possible.
the big fight in the Sphere, history, my friend.
that'd be great.
What an honor to be fighting in the first ever Sphere. Maybe the one and done. Who knows? But do you
I
feel
hope it's not one and done.
No,
I think
not
it's
me.
gonna be cool.
But even if it is, to see this guy fight and win would be fucking incredible. But do you feel the pressure about this new historic fight, or is this just another one?
No, this is another fight for me. Because like I'll just say, O'Malley is good, and I have all the. As a fighter, I know he's good fighter, and then I will prepare. I will prepare for war, and it's gonna be big. And actually, I want to fight at the Spare. It's gonna be like first time, and it's gonna be of course the best. And in Las Vegas, I want to fight in Vegas because I live here. It will be very comfortable for me. But that doesn't matter. Whatever fight will be, I know it will be big, and I'm ready. I'm ready for that. But I just think I don't know exactly when I'm fighting. I'm just hoping at the Spare there's O'Malley once there. And then I'm just hoping that it's going to happen.
Right.
Oh, so there's doubt that it might not happen in the Sphere? Because from my perspective, that's what we heard it was on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing it everywhere that the Sphere was happening. So,
But so we are fighters. Like I'll just know what I'm feeling now. Like I don't have contract. I don't have like a word from like president or Hunter. Like yes, I'm fighting that day, or they don't tell me nothing. I'm just training. And it's a feeling like you're training, but you don't know exactly date, and it's not guaranteed yet. So I'm just.
Right.
That's kind of like the unknown. I mean, from the fans, I'm learning this live. I thought there was a fixed date. Obviously, there's a tentative date from what I'm seeing, and the Sphere was done.
For the Sphere, but
Yeah.
for their fight at the Sphere, that's not set in stone yet.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, that was news to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the news channels I follow says different. So we're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth.
that's it. I mean, you guys being, in these big championship fights, is it a distraction now? Because, you have to go into fight week and you got to do more interviews, more content stuff, right? More fan stuff. Like, does that become a distraction for you guys, like going into these fights?
Yeah, I will say this. Like, no, like I was Aljo's corner last couple title fight, and that was crazy, man. Like, so, like, okay, so we usually get in the hotel like Tuesday, and then we gotta sign the posters and taking pictures, the UFC media, and then so many interviews from Asia, like Europe, like the
Brazil.
Zoom calls,
Yeah.
Brazil, Zoom calls, and I'll just finish, and they keep asking same question, how are you gonna do this? And I'll just keep answering same questions, keep doing. Oh my god, this is crazy. Like, okay,
Yeah, it's got to be like, especially because they're like cutting weight, right? Like
I
you're
know.
like in a bad mood, and it's like,
It's not great.
You can't show it either, right?
yeah.
You can't. You try not to, at
Yeah,
least.
you have to work out, you have to sleep, you have to relax, you have to text your, like, you so many things going on, you know. You have some sponsors, and then just you have like very limited times, and then back and back and back, and then it's like nothing. We're doing like press conference, little interviews. This is nothing. All the Zoom calls,
Yeah.
and this is crazy.
I mean, it's just a lot on your mind, right? And then, and both of you guys now as well, right? Like we're in this social media age. Both of you guys are, creating content. You have a podcast. Like you guys have so many things going on. So it just seems to me like going into those fight weeks, having all those extra interviews, I'm like, it's got to be taxing on you guys.
It's not easy. It's definitely a lot of work, especially when it's the same questions over and over again.
Like, what kind of questions do you kind of like, oh my gosh, I've asked this again. How are you going to win?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Or
How do you
or
see
what-
this fight going?
or how much do you weigh, bro?
Yeah.
Get out of here! Why are you asking? I'm gonna make weight. What's
worry.
the matter?
I'm eating good right now, bro. Leave
Give
me
me some
alone.
better questions.
Yeah. Like, are you going to help me cut it?
Yeah.
Like, so it shouldn't matter.
Is that the hardest part of fight week, you think, for you guys? Obviously, not talking about the weight cut itself, but just throwing in the amount of media that you have to do as well.
Yeah. Not. I don't say it's the hardest part, but it's not the most fun. I mean, I try to enjoy the moment because one day this is all going to be over, right?
Yeah,
We're going to be
yeah.
retired. We're never going to be able to do this again. So I try to enjoy it as best as I can, but God, is it annoying. It's just like, if there's one thing I could do without is definitely the media on fight week, especially on a Wednesday, Thursday when you're just like, dude, I just don't have the
I
energy.
just need some
to
extra
talk.
sleep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
I just want a cop.
Thursday night, like a day before weighing, so you weigh Friday morning, and Thursday night you have a press conference, and you are hungry, thirsty. You have to dress up nice,
Yeah.
suit and everything, and then you have press conference. You gotta talk like you're with your opponent, and then like I don't know how people are doing this.
You guys also have like the press dickheads, right? Who are trying to ask you questions that are going to make you answer something, like get you mad or get you just like they want you to answer in a specific way. Like, how do you handle those type questions?
I don't know. I just try to have fun with it as much as I can. But you should be able to tell when someone's trying to do something like that. And I think if you can see what they're doing and just kind of like either keep it short and try not to let it be shown that they're either
Getting under your skin.
Yeah, because that can rile you up a little bit, and
Right.
that's wasted energy. You
The
don't waste
Russian
energy.
journalists, they are worst.
They do
always,
that all the time.
Always they want the drama. They ask you like stupid questions.
The
like,
Russian
What do you think
Russian,
about
bro.
Peter? What do you think about Umar?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want
why
that drama.
They're not fighting. I'm fighting. Why are you asking me about Umar and Piotr Jan and all these other guys that are Russian? I'm like, I don't care right
Yeah,
now.
they want to say
They want
either
that soundbite.
good things
Yeah.
or bad things. But why I
Yeah.
have to promote them, and why you want to me say my opinion, and then then you're gonna attack me after.
Rob
you know?
says,
Yeah.
so,
They're trying to catch
Yeah.
you. They're trying to get you to quote something that they can
Yeah.
utilize to sell,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like
But it's tough.
so. Like what happened? They asked me, "What do you think about Stalin?" I said, "Stalin was fucking dickhead." I'm like, yeah. I don't know. And then of course I say true about Stalin, and then. I guess he has like fucking fans and Stalin. I guess some people
the
like it.
dictator
Yeah, bro.
has fans.
Yeah, like all stupid people, like some people, and they attack me like you don't know Stalin. Stalin was like hero. I'm like, fuck you, like. But it's affecting me. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's a good
all
point.
the negative people, let's say, let's say I have opinion. My opinion, of course, like this stupid LGBT people, right? But like
YouTube cancel.
We're gonna go back on that one. We'll go back on that one in a minute.
We just got demonetized.
if I talk true now, of course I will get attacked, right,
Yeah.
from them. If you ask me about them,
Yeah, well,
You know
it's
what I'm
a
saying?
hard thing these days because we have a lot of like subjects that are like really like that will get people kind of vexed,
Right.
right? We have a lot of politics,
Yeah.
we have a lot of things happening that those are got to be hard to answer because, like you're saying, right? Like you have a career, you have sponsors, so there's like maybe sometimes you want to say more. Is it that case, and you just kind of hold back because it's like not worth it in that realm, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you want to just keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Like this podcast.
What was that you said?
Yeah, I want to circle back to what you said. You mentioned one country and the LGBT. Fuck, I'm going to butcher it. I'll just stop right there. But now you've seen
the alphabet people.
Yeah, you see. No offense.
Dave Chappelle.
We love everybody. Minus a few, but you mentioned Russia and that community. Have you seen now in Russia the fight league? They're getting a lot of trans people to fight.
Oh,
Over
come on,
there,
dude.
there's a wild federation over in Russia that are getting. We've sent some clips
Yeah.
went through either. I seen one the other day where they got this trans guy versus two females or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's getting out of hand. I mean, what do you guys think about the female male fight scenario
It's stupid.
identifying thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why there's a lot more men that build houses and work in construction than females. There's a reason why there's a lot. I would imagine that there's a lot more female nurses than there are male nurses. I mean, maybe that's changing now because there's a lot more broken wrists and coming in to play. To each his own. Like, I'm not judging. Like, I could be friends with a I don't want, like, which one's more polite to say, homosexual or gay?
Yeah, we have all
homosexual, I
walks
think
of
it's
life in this gym. I think for me, where the line in the sand is when you start being competitive. Obviously, having a daughter.
Yeah, that's weird.
When
to
you
me.
have somebody who was born a different gender and then wants to come and compete against my daughter, that's where I have problems.
Yeah,
Outside of that,
exactly.
live your life.
Gay
But
is
when-
one thing. Gay is one thing, but like a naturally born male competing against a naturally born female is not right. Like,
They should
it's
have their
not fair
own-
for the women. It's not fair for those women.
Or create your own league.
Create-
New
yeah.
league.
Create your own league.
Create your
Totally
own league.
create your own
That's
league.
it.
Yeah, I don't know how
It's
many.
not fair. Like, it's like your daughter's swimming, right? We're sitting there, doing swimming lessons with the daughter
Bro, like,
last
I
night.
will-
And it's like, imagine some dude who comes in who was a professional swimmer before, right? And wasn't winning with the men and then jumps with the women and then becomes the greatest female swimmer of all time. Crazy.
Or like I will tell you, man. Even if I don't have a daughter now, but even if I see this, whatever this transgender or somebody go using ladies' room, I'm gonna smack.
It's a
Like, I
tough.
don't trust these people. Man.
Yeah.
These
It's a
people are
tough
sick.
thing.
It's a wild world, and the fact that it's becoming accepted is bananas. I know you probably didn't think this was going in this direction in the podcast. Nor did I, to be truthfully honest. Yeah. Back to the sphere.
Marab really, it's Marab's fault.
This is my Rob. He took it in that direction.
Fucking Russians again.
Oh, jeez.
I usually try to go with the rule of like, I don't like to talk about politics or religion at the dinner table,
Yeah.
Because somebody gets offended, right? It's one of those things. But you guys in your business, it can offend your work, essentially, right? It can offend your sponsorships. It can offend some stuff like that, right?
The only thing I don't like when people say you're an athlete, you have no experience, or you don't deserve, or you shouldn't have an opinion on politics. I'm like, so you think we just wake up every day and we don't have to follow the same rules that you do in life?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very confused why you're entitled to an opinion and I'm not.
Right. You're a human who has a really cool job because you built yourself into it.
And a champion.
Yeah, and a
there's
champion.
fucking climb to the top.
Yeah.
And a scene and lived, you've traveled the world, as did I. So you get experience different cultures and you get to, see what truly is working in other countries. And then you come back to, the place that I came to when I was 19 years old and see how much has changed. I still see this country as, the greatest country in the world. And I'm here for that reason. I came here with a glass half full, $200, and I slept on the sofa to chase my goal and my dream. And like you said, I done okay, I think. But
You made it, bro.
I made it. And still on my chase, as everybody is in this room, right? So I guess for kind of like a follow-up question, when fighting is done, what aspirations do you have? Question for both of you.
Well, I'm trying to get into a couple business ventures. Right now, I have my energy drink company, Nerd Focus, mostly online, but in a couple of stores, Amazon.com also. And then I have my other company that we're working on because I enjoy drinking. When I'm in training camp, I drink. I'm not getting like,
Oh, I seen you.
yeah, I'm not getting like
But you're
blackout
good.
wasted.
Yeah, you're good.
I'll have
You're
like
good.
one or two. If I have a good, like, my rule of thumb is when I'm sparring in camp, I get a couple weeks in, and if I start to notice that I had a really good day where I did not get tired, I'm like, okay, you can have a reward today. You can have a drink or two. And then I sleep so much better. I wake up feeling fresh. I'm like, it just feels like it's that vice that lets me feel like I'm still living a normal life versus just being, I got to be super straight edge, no sex,
Yeah.
no smoking, no alcohol, go to bed at a certain time. Like, bro, if I had a fight like that, life would be so boring for me,
Yeah.
and I could not. Like, I need something to keep me feeling alive. Otherwise, like, yeah, the money is great. Now it's great. In the beginning, it wasn't. It wouldn't be worth the squeeze for me. So I got my rum company, Funk Harbor, and hopefully ready for sale in August, and should be online hopefully a little before that, right before Jamaican Independence Day, August
Nice.
6th. So it's a Jamaican rum, but that's the venture that I want to go down, podcasting as well. It's because these are things I enjoy. I enjoy talking fighting. I enjoy talking to good people. And maybe I'll start coaching as well. I just coached the other day at Extreme Couture, and it just kind of reminded me. I haven't coached in a long time, and it reminded me of like how much I actually enjoy teaching. And I feel like if I were to retire and not like share the knowledge that I've learned, especially in the grappling department, I feel like it would be a
Yeah.
disservice to the sport.
Yeah,
And
totally.
in my humble opinion, I just feel like I feel like there's a lot of things that I see that people could improve on, and I just want to see good MMA, like Coach Dean Thomas would say. I just want to see good MMA. That's why he helps me, and that's why I'm helping other people because I want to see good MMA.
What about the journalist side of things? Do you see yourself maybe commentating as well?
I can see myself doing that. I like in
you got
like
great breakdowns,
Yeah.
you know.
Breaking down the
of-
fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
analytics. I've watched a lot of your stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility. I think the only thing with that is if I'm confined to a schedule that I have to do it at this time, then that's where I kind of pull back a little bit where I'm like, you got to tell me what to do. That I don't like. You know, I like to have, like, we're kind of our own boss. We have our own schedule. We pick and choose when we could go. But if I have to go and do this at this time because you said so, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that would be a change in my lifestyle that I would have to be comfortable with and figure out how I can make that.
Merab?
I'm a little bit different. Like I'll just good with coaching, good with journalists, like breaking down fights, and I don't have those talents, you know. And I can share with somebody how I do things, how I take down, how I get up. Like I can show like 1-on-1, but like Aljo like can. He's great coach, like with the group and 100 people. If it's 100 people room, everybody getting good advice and good, you know, like everybody getting good training. So me, I'm not. I do wanna open like a gym in Georgia and maybe gyms in Vegas, but this is for future. But like at first, I wanna just keep fighting, keep. Training, and I don't think I wanna retire anytime soon. You know, I wanna keep fighting. You know, Aljo is smart. You know, he wants like he's like we said organized. He wants he wants
Yeah,
finish on top. You know, so
yeah.
he's maybe win belt now and depend couple times, and you know he's smart man. You know?
Yeah, well, it's
Me-
another part of like
Yeah.
our friendship. You know, we have business conversations. We talk about fight. We talk about girls. We talk about all the things, right? But I think it's great, like, you know, for you guys both to be in that mindset of striking kind of while the iron's hot and utilizing, you know, the leverage of your fans and all these kind of things and building businesses, you know, while you guys are on your rise up, right? Because I think it's important. And it's like one of those things where like we saw in the NBA, we saw in like other sports leagues, like, you know, guys would come in and didn't know how to build the business of themselves
The brand.
outside of the brand, right? And you had NFL guys and NBA guys, you know, kind of going broke because they just didn't understand how to like manage their money and stuff like that. I mean, how have you guys kind of approached that? You know, like, have you got money managers? Like, how have you guys, you know, agents, that sort of thing? Like, how have you guys approached that?
So answer your question or back to I mean, okay. Okay, so after I will retire. So I said I don't want to finish fighting yet. I want to keep fighting like long time, but after I want a family, and I want to like a business. I don't want to work. I don't want to go work like every day. Like if you start like commentating, you gotta go. Or even if you you be coaching, that everybody has a fight every weekend, and you gotta go. You gotta fly Texas. Like I was there. Like I was with Pumi Nikut, our teammate. I love, but if I have like other guys that I have to. Now I coach who is my friend and who I feel like he needs support like this, but. If I will be coach, that will be my job, and I don't want to fly every weekend in some states and some country and just for 15 minutes coaching. You know, it's watch all the weight cuts and the guy died the day before. Next day he's winning or losing. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult job. So I don't want to like this job. You know, I wanna have a business. Business makes money. Some maybe my friends running the business, and I make money.
He's got it all planned out.
Right.
Yeah,
The investment,
I want
right?
an easy
Like,
job.
yeah.
I want to travel. I want to see. Like I want to be able to go where I want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to stay where I want to stay. You know, I want to be free.
Yeah.
I want to be free. I don't want to be like job
down.
like full time. Yeah.
But buying the house here in Vegas, great investment, and you know, Aljo kind of like helping you push you to get to that. It's great. Like I wish somebody pushed me earlier on in my life. For sure.
You mentioned the coaching though, and to your point, right? I see, you know, shout out to Eric Nixick, who obviously were training over there at
What's up,
Extreme. Eric texted me. Actually, Eric called me. I had to fucking hang up on him when we were on the podcast. I said, sorry, bro, I didn't know it was you. I'm sorry. So he sees it on camera now. But I see what Eric does as a coach. That guy is just so involved with every one of his athletes. Obviously, Salt Lake this weekend with PFL, and he's going somewhere else. And then outside of what he puts into the gym, he's 100% into his family. So that balance is very hard. And even when you're a pre-existing fighter, as you guys are, just to have that balance is hard with the relationships and stuff. Even when I was doing what I was doing, I thought I was super balanced until I retired. And then I realized, like, okay, maybe I was balanced.
Maybe a little unbalanced.
Yeah, you know, teeter-tottering, yeah. But I thought I was super balanced, especially with, you know, I had a young one at the time. So when I was winning the Olympias, she was coming everywhere with me. And then when I found out my second one was on the way, I was like, yeah, I'll retire on top, undefeated on my terms. So it was kind of, I was me that retired. It wasn't an injury. It wasn't anything else. So for what I'm getting at with the point is the next evolution, what I'm at right now is the podcast with businesses, and there's so many other things that I'm involved with, is just making sure that balance is there. More so than it was when I was competing. So it's hard as a fighter, and just, you know, talking about what you were saying right now, you said like right now my sole focus is my fighting, because that's the only thing that I need to focus on. Outside of that, you know, it's a distraction. Obviously for both of you guys, you've got business minds, and seemingly you've been investing into different businesses when you're fighting, because you are a brand, right? Everybody has to recognize that at a brand. And one thing I will say about you, Merab, I think there's a fucking future there with comedy, mate.
No.
I don't know, Merab.
Okay, let me tell you this. 2019, that was 5 years ago. Like first, like Aljo was fighting, I believe, Pedro Munoz, maybe. I believe, or Jimmy Rivera, and then he said, "I have this idea. I have to make a funny video, like skits, or. And then he was thinking all weight cuts, and then once he make weight, and then he just set up like, you hold the camera, Merab, you say this, you did this, and then he make like a very funny video like with cookies. Like,
I gotta find those and repost them.
Yeah,
those are so good.
They're funny.
Yeah. And then he came like, and then the first time like I had no idea, and then after that, you know, like so many years ago. But now I was, so, and now I try to make fun videos, even those experience, like how Aljo was saying, and then like, and then now I'm getting better, like making funny videos, and I had fun. I like positive. I don't like drama, and I'm just playing myself. But to be comedian, no, like now it's easy because I'm fighting. I make fun of my opponent. Yeah, I was joking about Henry after he joked about me, and it was easy. But the for future,
You're not
no,
gonna do the open mic, open mic night at the
no,
comedy shop.
no.
There was the one you had with all the fighters, and you were talking shit about. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Did you come up with that?
That was me. That was me. But that was me. Of course, the like English.
Yeah.
Like English. I have an assistant who helped me. Like to like I tell her in my phone I want this, and she said in good English. But my idea, because I was scratching my head like first like. I was supposed to fight O'Malley. I was number 2 contender, and then O'Malley was supposed to fight Aljo rematch, and Aljo was rematch. I need rematch. He got caught, whatever, and then they said no rematch. I was, what the fuck? And I said, if it's not rematch, then I'm here. No, number 6. What the fuck? Like
You didn't have a rematch clause in that contract.
I asked for one. They said no. They said no. You're gonna kill him. They didn't show that in the clip though.
Yeah. No.
And why number 6? Because he lost 4 years ago. And then, I have lost too. Like, should I call the guy? He's in retirement now, And then I'm like, maybe I should make a video. That's how I came up this idea, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, it's crazy. And then so they came up like really, really good video,
Yes, I think everybody loves it.
And the second one was, so like you don't say my last name good.
Yeah.
Like everybody fucks up my last
Hey,
name.
I thought I'd done a good job.
No. And then
He's like, no.
when Henry Cejudo was talking about me and he was supposed to fight and he fucked up my name too, I'm like, now I have to make a video to show everybody.
Yeah.
Say it how you read it. My name is Merab Dvalishvili, and then they came up very funny too.
Dvalishvili.
Yeah,
There we go.
Dvalishvili.
Say it how you read it.
Dvalishvili. Yeah, close.
Yeah.
We were close.
I was. Yeah. Well, I
You
actually
might have
said it
been.
good.
Yeah,
You just babbled over it.
I might have.
When we go back, we'll realize. No, but guys, in wrapping up this podcast, you have a couple of questions, because I got 1 or 2 from the fans.
You jump in from the fans,
Just to answer your question earlier, I do have a financial advisor right now. He's from Long Island. He used to fight Aaron Freeman as a pro fighter. Just had a series of bad injuries with his legs, so he had to retire. But he does a great job for me. The money that I have invested, like as soon as I get paid from a fight, I literally put away my 40% for taxes, even though I know I'm going to take my expenses because I have an S corp, and then I put away the percentages for my coaches, for my training partners, and for the manager. So I do all that stuff. So this way I know exactly how much is my money, and I put that immediately all into the market, and I put some of my money away for my SEPT IRA for my retirement. Right. And that makes me my money on a monthly, yearly basis. So I have money that kind of pays for itself that's just sitting in the account.
I love that.
Great. And this is the thing I think a lot of young fighters just need to, just to understand, to learn, because it's like we've seen it, again, to go back, we've seen it in the NBA, we've seen it in the NFL where guys were making money but mismanaging it, not having the long-term strategies to make that money work for them, right? So I feel like it's an important thing to talk about, as young fighters come up, and they don't really have they're just thinking about fighting, but at the same time, you got somebody else in your pocket, you got somebody else doing this, right? So you need to have that protection and have just I think a little bit of a better understanding of the general piece of it and where they should be going, and does the UFC help on that side, or is you gotta do it on your own?
They did it before the athlete retreat a couple of years ago. I think that was 2016. But that was the one time that I remember them sitting us down and actually take your notebooks out, whiteboard, and explaining finances. And Forrest Griffin was making a joke do not go and buy, you fight for a belt or whatever, do not go and take that money and go buy a Rolex watch. Just don't do that. And he gave us examples of, situations and people that took their money and blew their checks and whatnot. He was like, don't be that guy. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to buy a house.
Smart.
Yeah. So it's just one thing as a fighter that's just getting into the UFC and you're just you're not making any money on the regional level. You get that first payment, because my first check was $8,000. So I needed to get to the fight in order to recoup the money that I'd spent, even though it wasn't very much because I was poor. I was broke at the time, working like as a teacher and some side hustles as a coach.
Teacher,
yeah.
what would you teach?
Physical education. I have my degree. Yeah. So I was doing that and coaching wrestling for the kids. So that was the main thing I was doing to kind of to get me by in the meanwhile. I was a sub though, so I wasn't a full-time pay. So it was like, I think it was $100 a day. But I made it work. So you figure out ways to make it work, but you have your expenses, you have your meals, you have your travel. There's a lot of things that go into it. So when you get that first check, sometimes it's so easy to, and especially if you don't win, you only get the one. And back then I was getting 8 and 8. Now I think they're getting 10 and 10. Hopefully it goes up to 12 and 12 soon. Personally, I think everyone on entry level should at least get $100,000 because I think that would alleviate all stress for a new coming fighter. You felt like you really made it, and at least with that, that's reasonable to do something with it and invest in yourself and your training. That's just my 2 cents. Dana, don't kill me.
But it's an
everybody
interesting
wants
point,
to get paid
right?
more.
Because like guys don't even know. Like, I mean, how much do I pay my coach? How much am I paying, my manager? Right? Like, a lot of guys aren't getting that education like you had. Like you had it, but like a lot of guys don't have that education stepping in.
Yeah, just watching from other people, seeing the stuff that they did wrong, other fighters before us that were in the UFC and whatnot, hearing their stories, hearing the stories from Matt Serra, coaches, just understanding how people handle certain situations when they get into a position that seems to be powerful, and everyone tends to try to kind of get around that, and now they're starting to pull away because now you're the money man when really I'm like, yo, I just made $8,000. That's not that much. Well, it was one night, but it looks like what it is until you cut it in half and all the other stuff that you got to take out of it. But I forget what the question even was.
No, I don't know.
No,
it was financial advisor.
We're just talking about how you financially prepared and how fighters should be prepared.
I was just saying when guys get that first check, it's so easy to spend it because you never had money. So now that you have it, you now overspend what's not really yours. It's even though it is ours, but Uncle Sam gets his cut, even though he gets cut.
Goes fast.
He gets a cut for everything though, which is
Uncle Sam's taking a lot of cuts right now, guys. A lot of cuts right now.
Hey, but we have to say, like, let's ask this question, and for both you guys, what was the first thing that you splurged out on that you were like, okay, I deserve this?
You got something?
No, you say.
The first thing I bought myself was a used car. It was I think a 2010 or 2012 used Audi A4. And I overpaid by like $4,500, and it was one of my friends that sold me the car, which is no longer my friend. I mean, if I see him, I say hello, but I kind of ripped into him a little bit. It's just like, yo, you guys ripped me off. You knew they were ripping me off, and you just watched it happen. And it's like, whatever. But that was like the nicest thing I bought at the time that I could afford it. But in all, I think the nicest thing I bought was my car that I have today. I mean, I bought my mom a house. That's really nice. But for huge. Me, what I bought for me was my GLE 63. That brand new. That one, 2024. So that's my toy to myself that I was able to afford, and I'm like super happy about that. Because before I used to be like, I don't understand why people live paycheck to paycheck, and then I got that car. I'm like, I kind of get it. I kind of get it.
I like this.
Nice
totally
car.
worth it.
I like this. I like this.
It's a pretty nice car.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I will answer these questions too. So like Al just said, before UFC, there is no money, and I was working construction, everything, and so I signed to UFC. I mean, I defend my belt, Ringo Combat, and then I was there, and now I know I'm in UFC, but I defend my title fight June 2nd, and then they said, oh, UFC, congratulations, but there is no contract, there is no date, and so June, no news, July, August, September,
Damn.
and like end of October, they told me I'm fighting December. Okay, good, I'm training. So all this time I was working because I don't have a fight, right? And then so
In construction.
in construction, yes. At first, when they told me, congratulations, you are UFC, I was so tired from like working construction, I was so happy that I'm like, oh, finally, I'm not gonna work anymore. Like, I'm gonna go UFC. But I take week off, and I'm thinking, when is my fight? When I'm gonna fight? And I go back to work again, you know. Anyways, and then so when the 10 days before I get sick, I get some virus, and before my UFC fight debut, and then I get sick and I still fight. I still make weight. You know, I still make weight. I fight. I lost. I get so tired. If you watch this fight, I was so tired. I don't know what I was doing. I lost.
Went crazy in that fight. That fight was insane. It was like 30-something takedowns, just nuts. The pace for having the flu was crazy.
Yeah, and then I lost split decision this fight, and but I get only like half money, like 10,000, right? And then from there, we gotta pay manager, we gotta pay taxes, or a little bit some whatever. And then I buy before I had very old car and broken everywhere, and then I was like hardly, and then once. Finally, this car died, and of course I buy like good car, like not good car, but good condition car first, and then now I have no more money, right? I have only one car. This old car I throw garbage, you know, and donation something because it wasn't. Nobody will buy this car, you know. First, like, and thank God. Anyway, so I have a new car, but no more money. I work construction again, and then I have another fight, and now. Like I was winning this fight. The fight it was great fight, and then the referee makes stupid decision, and then anyway they give my opponent win again. But I got $50,000 bonus fight of the night. So now I have my show money 10,000 and plus $50,000. I have 60,000. I'm like so happy. Even the night I'm like when they told me that I win the $50,000, I take my card. Let's go buy drink everybody. Like, from there like go crazy. I got my country, spend crazy money. I come here, and then I was like, fuck the work. I'm not gonna work anymore. I'm gonna make more money, and I was spending this money crazy, and then. The next fight, it was 6 months later, and when fight day comes, and I was using credit cards money. I spent all my money because I wasn't working. I was like give somebody money, like buy some. I don't know, whatever. I spent stupid, and then I don't realize I have to pay taxes on this money, this $60,000 money. And
this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then like
because you didn't have the understanding of like what to do with it properly, but like I got money. Where are we going out tonight?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay for lap dances for the big guy over here, you know.
And then the money. My next fight was in Russia. I make 20,000, but from these 20,000. And now I know, like I have to pay taxes. My old, whatever money I make, this new money, what I have to pay taxes, everything. And then who knows when I will have a fight next. And then now I came smart. I go back to work again, and I was keep working. I'm like now I had money. I was fighting, but I was still keep working because I don't want to spend. I don't want to experience this. And then I finally retired like 2020, you know, like when I was busy and I was making money. I was now I you know all experience and everything, so I learned from my mistakes, you know.
Right.
And
right.
yeah,
Must be great to see for the guys who worked within construction to see where you've come, you know, started and where you are now. Must be
You
great.
should see some pictures. You should see some pictures like back in the old construction.
Yeah, seeing
days.
some photos of him working construction. Yeah. We'll finish off, guys. You okay for one or two questions with the from the fans?
Can I throw one more in here?
You go ahead, my friend.
One more only. Conor McGregor, right? Like we were talking about the business side, and we were talking about like, you know, building businesses, and like I'd say he's probably the best example of a guy who was able to take the business and go and start other businesses and so on and so forth. Was like watching Conor do that, was that like an inspiration for you guys, like as you're doing your businesses, as you're moving? You know, was he like a guy that you guys looked up to, you know, or was it more like, fuck this guy? You know, I don't know.
But right? I like his business sense.
Right, like...
I never understood, like, I mean, obviously the guys in his weight class, they're going to compete with him. Back then when he was at 45, I can understand a little bit of the jealousy or the hate, whatever you want to describe it as, whichever adjective you want to use. But for me, I was like, man, this guy's good for the sport. He's getting people to talk about it. He's getting people from that would never watch MMA that are now interested, more eyeballs, that brings more mainstream media. And I think that was the very important factor that he brought to the game. And I think we all benefited from that, you know, just globally. With that said, and I even got to see I was thinking about doing this run for a while, for a couple of years now. And then to see him bring up the tequila, I don't know how long, not the tequila, the Proper 12, bourbon. Whiskey,
the
bourbon.
Forge, the stout, right? He's got a beer too.
So to see him do that and how fast he did it, I was like, I know it probably took some time behind the scenes, but to see him do that, I'm like, yeah, this is possible. This is something I could do. So now that I'm almost there, the doorstep at the finish line with all my compliances, I'm now super excited and motivated, like to try to have even somewhat of the success that he's had, you know?
Right.
I think there's more than enough in the world to go around for everybody. I think it's just sometimes people tend to be a little bit too greedy, and I don't think Conor's like that. I'm just saying in general. So I don't look at people like that who have success as being jealous. I was like,
because you're not a hater.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I'm happy for you. You know, I'm happy for everyone. Like I always say, I want to see all fighters get paid. If everyone could become a champ, that'd be great. But we know it's not possible. But that'd be great if everyone could become a champ. You know. Yeah. But we all have those dreams and aspirations, and I support anyone who supports themselves. So that's the way I try to approach life in general. And so for me, Conor is definitely a big inspiration. I think it's unfortunate he's not in the fight anymore, but hopefully he comes back healthy so he doesn't risk getting injured again like he did coming into his fight with Dustin the first time, the second time, or actually the third time they fought. Yeah. So I don't want to see no one get hurt, and I want to see everyone compete at their best. So for me, that's my 2 cents on Conor McGregor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a great fighter, and I learned lots from him, and then even like how he. Like his Proper 12, like his brand, like how he did. So it's of course like it's inspired for me to like do something like that too, like even small. But it's also like now we're getting a lot of sponsors because they see potential, like from sponsors. Oh, we can promote this. We can be like of course, like I'm thinking like some things like this too. Even Georgian mineral water, like they sponsor me because they want to do something like this with me.
But has it put more pressure on you guys to talk shit to people? Right?
I always talk shit, so for me,
you know what I mean? No, like
shit since day one.
But I feel like he kind of stepped up the game on the shit talking game, and then I even feel like a lot of people are like, you know, it's like they're jumping on that a little bit, right? And it's like you're seeing more of that happening now. Like, do you think that's
So I think but that's how he is.
Yeah,
he's just energized. He's just natural. You know what I'm saying? Me, I cannot never be like this. Even I talk something, even when Henry have to disrespect me, then I give myself proof that yes, now I can talk something, make fun of him. Yeah. But before, if I see my opponent is respectful guy and he's like family guy, I can't. What should I say negative to him? You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to take it too far.
Yeah. So it's me. You know. Yeah. Of course. Like. I cannot be like Conor McGregor. He's just natural. Like he talks shit, but because that's how he feels. You know what I'm saying? We all. That's why if I play, then it will be fake. You know. Right. Same thing. Aljo, he's himself. That's like if you ask Aljo, he's gonna answer because he's honest, always honest, right? Me, I'm like this. Maybe I'm just. Yeah, who I am, you know what I'm saying? That's everybody. Like it's gonna be stupid if we take from Conor McGregor this talk shaking. If you're not like organic like this, it's gonna be stupid.
So it takes your opponent to say something for you to kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be
the
natural,
gloves are off now.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
It has to be natural, you know what I'm saying? If I don't hate the guy, I don't want to be like. Yeah, maybe a little bit
But I mean, it's put this kind of. I feel like it's put this pressure. You see guys like Colby Covington, and you know maybe that's an act, right? I don't know. But like I feel like the WWE and like having to be like a guy who gets on the mic and does some stuff, or right, like it's like almost like it's starting to like creep into that a little bit. I'm seeing it more and more. Like, is that how you guys see it?
I don't know. I'm always confused and shocked, and like how Colby Covington doing this, because I know like when they ask me question, I have to think about. I have to say answer natural, because how I'm gonna remember all these like somebody's nicknames and like this. If you're not real natural like this, how you gonna talk shit about people like this? You know, you may remember one thing, but how you gonna say perfect like this? You know, has to be natural. For me, like this, I don't know. Maybe some people can't do it like this.
Flex, when he makes fun of me, I never know how he does it. He just goes right off the top of the dome.
It's just
hitting. He hits it.
It's a natural, my friend. Talking of nicknames, though, and you mentioned WWE, Funkmaster. That is a WWE name. Any aspirations to move into the WWE now there is a synergistic connection?
I mean, I would do some. I'll do a couple acts.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah. I think you just got a natural charm to do it. I look at you and I think, like, if anybody, we were talking about this, if anybody could just be that wrestler, I think you would be one of them guys.
Yeah, I mean, I could get out there. If there's anybody out there who thinks they can do something to me tonight, I dare you to walk in here and see what happens.
Oh, I'm sold.
Come get some.
I like it.
Funkmaster out.
Yeah, and then you'll have Merab wearing the guy's jacket in the back.
There it is.
Me just I would slap somebody.
Yeah, I know.
We just went to that WWE thing at the Apex, and the girls honestly were awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
The girls were
I was
awesome.
shocked, brother.
The ladder match or whatever, they have to climb a 30-foot ladder and grab, and honestly, it's like, you know, obviously we all know, we found out as kids that wrestling wasn't real. I'm sorry, but it really is real at the same time, right? Like, it's like watching the athleticism and some of these stunts, and like they're still hitting that table and they're still landing on that chair.
Yeah, that's all real.
And it's like, that's all real. And I know they get hurt a lot, but it's like it was the first time I ever actually went to one. So thank you.
Same.
I was supposed to go. Remember what happened?
That was your fault.
Yeah, I would have had bad.
I told him wrestling was fake, and he was like, "I'm not going."
Oh no. Tyus. Yep. Oh, you don't have a mic? Nope. Oh, normally we have Tyus that comes in, you know. But
Hi,
what are we at time wise?
We are a little over 90 minutes.
Oh, damn, we'll wrap this up then, guys. Thank you very much for
90.
Damn, I thought our goal was 1 hour, so it just goes to show how easy this has been. So
it did go for me.
I think we'll just end with one question from the fans, and I think we'll end up on a funny one. If you can give me something funny, which obviously has been throughout the show, but what is the funniest prank you've pulled on each other?
On each other? I don't know if there's...
Upper Decker? No?
You guys are full of pranks, right? I know. Obviously,
Plastic wrap over the toilets? No? You pee on it, it bounces back?
No.
Nothing?
There's probably a lot of things
I
that
could
they've
keep
done
going.
together that they, you know. What about together then? Together. Shit, just go on Instagram. It's full of funny fucking stuff. I've seen you guys together. Just one big comedy skit.
Yeah, not pranking each other. I don't think we've ever did anything like that.
No.
No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have to go back into the archives. Whoever sent that question in. Tyus, you have one question? No. Oh my gosh! Right, I'm looking at these. They're terrible. They're kind of a lot of stuff we've already of the unsaid. All right, this is kind of like the second top one. What's the wildest story from your training camp that you can share? A wild story. Could be anything.
Wild story? I mean, I don't know what people consider wild.
I like when there's like a random ass dude who tries to walk in the gym and challenge people. I like those.
I mean, I guess we kind of have like Henry Cejudo's camp that kind of came at us while I was cutting weight, and there were fighters too, which made it even worse. Where I just wanted to slap all their faces, because it's like, dude, have some fucking respect. Like, I'm not fighting you guys, I'm fighting Henry. Now, if you guys want to turn this into a fight and cancel our fight with me and Henry, we can do that. You know what I mean? So
and everybody loses money.
Yeah, so it's just stupid. I mean, but you guys probably seen the video of that. But
yeah, I've seen that.
That was just, it was just stupid. But
let me see if something else.
While training.
Let me see. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's so many questions.
When we come with the trainings, we are professionals. You know, like we take serious.
And you're not going to kiss and tell either. I know. All right, backstage, just before you're walking out, what is one of the things that you guys do to stay in your zone that many other athletes that I've spoken to have hired coaches to be in their state of mind. They play the fight in their head. Is there anything that you guys do specifically backstage to stay calm or fight weak?
I normally, in the back room, I try to take a couple seconds to myself, maybe minutes in the bathroom, where I could look myself in the eyes and just more so just reassurance, like, you did everything you were supposed to do. You deserve to be here. You're going to go out there, you're going to battle. We won't quit in no positions. Always keep moving, keep doing all the things that we worked on. You're too fast, too strong, too quick, and you won't be broken. And that's like my little mantra to myself, and it's always helped me through tough, difficult fights. Because, the fight game is very mental, man. Like, we all know the same things, and you just never know what's going to happen out there. And all you can do is ask for is to be as sharp as you could be. And that's pretty much why I do that, to kind of just let myself know, like, it's almost go time, game time. This is not for jokes. This is for keeps. We're ready to go. Whatever happens, may the best man win.
Is that like a ritual you do every fight?
Yeah.
Merab?
So me, like training camp, or like nothing goes perfect. Like training camp, sometimes you have injury, or maybe like you're not sure. You when you're training for your opponent, maybe you're not sure if he was training like 100%, like good or whatever, or like maybe I'm not the best, but like if it's a fight day and all the hard work's done, weight cuts and everything, interviews, or just you have to just in a couple minutes go and fight. I'm just focused up, just do my best. I'm just gonna go and show up, I'm just gonna give. I don't wanna be the guy say, I don't give all.
Leave everything in the ring.
Yeah, leave everything,
Yeah.
even my experience, and this way I won't be regret, I won't be like mad myself or said, I don't do this, and if I lost this way, then I'll be like, okay, I tried my best and I did my best, and it's of course it's everything is possible, everything it can happen over there, because if we know we're gonna win or we lost, like some people, yeah, like I will say, I cannot bet myself, but I will tell J-Rock, you know what, use all your money, bet I'm gonna win or I'm gonna lose. I don't know, because this way we can make money, but
Yeah.
I don't know, what I'm saying, I don't know I'm gonna win or lose, I'm ready for everything, but I want to give everything what I can, I want all my knowledge or experience or my power.
Yeah. Bring it all together
Yes.
for that moment.
Yeah. J-Rock, anything you want to end with?
No, I just want to say thank you both for coming on. We've been friends a long time, and it's just been a really good conversation, and just kind of catching up with you guys also. We're all so busy sometimes, we don't get to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
And 90 minutes has just flown.
Yeah.
Our goal was 1 hour, so my apologies.
I was
for
going to
keeping you
say
back early.
75 minutes, but 90.
Yeah, that's
We're
great.
moving.
Well, we're moving and we're grooving. Guys, thank you so much. Do you know when your next fight date is? Have they given you an official date yet?
No, they said they had to get through the chaos that was happening. I'm guessing it's with the shuffle with Conor, and that they'll let me know in a few weeks. So I'm just trying to start getting back into shape and into the groove of things, working on technique, and hopefully it's September.
Well, not only am I looking forward to seeing you back in there, mate, but I'm looking forward to trying some of this rum.
Oh, yeah. I love rum now, man. Quality rum, not like, no offense, Bacardi, no offense, Captain Morgan, but not like the low end. Like, this is proper.
It's proper, Jamaican.
Not proper
rum.
12, but it's proper. Proper ting.
Merab, excited to see you, my friend. Hopefully, the sphere comes about and they give you that date. Obviously news to us, but regardless, whenever you're stepping in there next, I'm excited. Obviously, there's this hype. You're gonna avenge your best friend's fight and then hopefully see yourself back in there with two champions, standing side by side. So both of you are on your journeys, and I'm excited to cheer you both from afar, and I'm excited to see you in the gym. Now that you are literally living up the street.
New Dragon Slayer members right here.
Yeah. So again, guys, thank you so much. From me, Rock, Merab, Aljamain, we are out.